Hi everyone, I'm Joe Lagilia, and on this episode of Not Your Average Joe, we're talking with Lisa Behounek of the C.W. Avery Family YMCA. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Joe, powered by Mortgage Message. My name is Joe Lagilia, and today I'm joined with Lisa Behounek of the C.W. Avery Family YMCA. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Joe.
Absolutely.
Excited to be here.
Absolutely. We've been friends for a very long time, and through many community endeavors, we've connected to lift up this community that we love so much. But I want, for my audience, for you to kind of introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do.
Well, my name's Lisa Behounek. I have lived in the Plainfield area for about 15 years. I'm married. I have two daughters. One attends Plainfield Central High School, and the other attends Indian Trail Middle School. I am the executive director of the C.W. Avery Family YMCA. I'm on the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and I'm also the president of the Plainfield Lions Club.
So not busy at all. Not busy whatsoever. Well, we're so excited because you were nominated to be a part of the show, and really that nomination comes from people who are very deserving of a little bit of a spotlight to kind of share their story and the efforts. And based off of what you just shared, there's so many directions we can go with this interview, but I think I just want to start kind of talking about the last 21 to 22 months or so, being involved in so many things community-based like you are. I guess I just want to kind of kick off, and maybe we can start with the why, but just the challenges in the leadership role that you're in. How have you approached this moment in history to overcome everyday changes that we've been experiencing?
Well, I think in the beginning of the pandemic, it was kind of just putting out fires and just kind of in panic mode, never really been in that kind of a situation before. So we were very reactionary. Yeah. But now that we've been through all of that, we are kind of taking that pause, giving it a little bit more time to, sit back, reflect. And we've pretty much, worked out every scenario possible. So we're, ready for whatever is next. But it was definitely, a challenge those first few months in March of 2020, trying to figure out what's going to be next when you are in the business of serving people, when people cannot be by people.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of good people around the table, and we came up with a lot of things very quickly to help keep that community engaged, because we know that people need that connection with others to be happy and healthy. So we quickly moved to an online format, offering group exercise classes, activities for kids, and just, general connection activities, initially right out of the gate.
Yeah, well, and one of the things just being connected to the YMCA journey has been so many stories of the importance of that organization within our community, and the importance coming from, as you just touched on, coming from the kids' perspective, and what that organization, those doors being open, the people there being there for those kids, what that really means to a society, to a footprint, and how that just creates a better community for all of us. And so I wanted to kind of touch on something that I heard about that was kind of interesting, but the Kids Zone Plus program. Just kind of touch on that for a second.
So the Kids Zone Plus program was a program that the YMCA adopted when the kids went to remote learning. So when we found that they were not going to be returning to in-person learning this past school year, we knew we need to do something to help those kids whose parents have to go to work.
Right.
So we created an affordable child care program with the help of Plainfield United Methodist Church, where kids would be able to get dropped off as early as 7 a.m. They would have, breakfast, courtesy of District 202, and some fun activities to do. They would settle into their remote learning day where they had, classrooms set up, and they were all on their computers and their headphones, and they had teachers there to help them work through those homework assignments just like a parent would if they were at home. And then after school was over, they had, their lunchtime, and then they just had a bunch of fun activities throughout the remainder of the day until their parents got home from work. So it was nice. They still had a little bit of normalcy. They were by other people. They were able to complete their homework, and their parents were able to continue to provide for their families. So that was really important to us.
Well, and I think it's amazing, because I think that from the perspective of the parent, as you just mentioned, despite all of the chaos that we've experienced, they still need that service through the Y. And I think that adaptability, it really shined for you guys. And I guess coming from more of an organization standpoint, if there's anyone in the audience who's watching that has a leadership role like you do at the Y, how was that kind of navigating with other decision makers within that big battleship of an organization?
Well, we work very, very well together, so that's a plus for us. So I would say that, we all have the attitude of, we have to do this.
Yeah.
Not, we can't do this. So then it's just, how? So everyone's like, well, I have these connections, so I'll reach out and try to find space here. And then other people are like, I'll, get all the materials and I'll build the curriculum. And so we just really worked well together, and it was pretty seamless, honestly.
Well, I love it. And I think, it has shown that character of just let's figure out how to get it done attitude has shown in many other organizations you're a part of. And I want to kind of maybe transition to one of them right now. Sure. But I'm excited to be sitting in front of the current Plainfield Lions president. But I can, if you can, just kind of tell the audience why your presidency, in my opinion and the opinion of many others, is why it's such a big deal.
Well, the reason that Joe thinks that my presidency is historic is I am the first woman president in the history of the Plainfield Lions Club, which is something that I'm pretty proud of. Our club, I'm sure that I'm biased, but I think it's one of the best service organizations in the area. And to be forever a part of their history is just something that is really special to me. Yeah,
and I will say I was very excited to pass the torch to you. And the reason why I was so excited is because, as I just mentioned, so much of success leaves clues type attitude of seeing what you've done with the YMCA and now the board of the Chamber of Commerce. This Lions Club has been in this unbelievable, unprecedented moment, like all service organizations, and you coming into that leadership role was so exciting for the club because of what your let's get it done attitude. Talk a little bit about how just the craziness of the last year for the Lions Club when it comes to fundraising, how we pivoted, just kind of speak behind that.
Well, I'm not going to take any credit for that. That was definitely all Joe's reign and Andy Buttermer's reign. But we quickly, moved to Zoom meetings so that we can continue to do the great work to serve the community. And through that, we were just immediately, how are we going to raise funds? All of our fundraising opportunities are special events. We can't have those special events. So one of our Lions, Vince McGrath, was like, let's do the McGrath Challenge. And he immediately went out with a large donation and challenged everyone else in the club to do the same. And as a result, we raised more money last year, I think, than we have in recent history. So we really didn't miss a beat raising money for the Lions Club, even though we were unable to do it in the same way that we normally would. And that speaks volumes to our club's credibility and just to the generosity of the community that we live in. Everyone in Plainfield is so caring and giving, and they just want to make sure that everyone has everything that they need. So it's really remarkable to be a part of such a great group.
What a moment that was. To your point, I think us, along with other service organizations, not just here in Plainfield, but across the country, we're kind of sitting in that moment of saying, okay, we really do raise funds by getting together. So what are we going to do? And I think it was a moment for us to show the power and the strength of the club to where, to your point, that moment, the Vince McGrath Challenge, it literally raised, I think, more money than I've ever seen our club raise. Now coming out of this moment, and with your leadership, we have continued to kind of change things and have a new look at how we can raise funds compared to the old way of doing it. Kind of talk about just in recent history what we've done differently than maybe in the past.
So traditionally the Lions Club has a silent auction and dinner that is typically held at a banquet facility, and it is our biggest fundraiser of the year. And we were not able to do that because of COVID restrictions. So we didn't do it the first year, and then the second year came around and we couldn't do it again. So we were like, we need to do something to replace this money. And there was a small group of Lions who got together and said, let's do something outside that's fun and we'll bring a large group of people together and we can have the silent auction and hopefully raise the same amount of money. And with that, we created the Plainfield Lions Luau and Pig Roast. And I will tell you, that was one of the most fun fundraising events the Lions Club has put on in a long time. And in fact, I don't know that the silent auction is ever coming back. I think it will be forever replaced with the Luau. And we did that this August at the American Legion. We had a band come out. We had silent auction. We had a pig roast. We had fire dancers. It was just a really great, fun event.
Yeah, no, shout out to the committee that you spearheaded. Shout out to everybody who showed up. I think we raised close to $16,000.
Yep.
And to your point, it was amazing just to see how an idea about, hey, how do we respond to this moment in history and how we can still achieve the goal that we were looking to do, because those funds, what do they go towards, Lisa?
So every year we help families in need around the Christmas season, and we had an opportunity last year to serve more people than we ever had. We gave nearly $35,000 in Jewel gift cards to local families in need, and that gave them the opportunity to either have a special Christmas dinner or to use funds that they normally would spend on groceries to, buy Christmas presents for their family. So it's just something that's really near and dear to the Plainfield Lions Club's hearts, and we were very excited to be able to still do that. And I think with the generosity of the Plainfield community and some of the creativity of our Lions Club members with some of the new fundraising ideas, we're going to be able to do the same this year.
So to that point, I had an unbelievable experience with my first time being connected to the Plainfield Lions by being one of those people on the forefront that was able to hand those envelopes to people in need. That to me was a signature moment for my connection to the Plainfield Lions. It's something that keeps me coming back every year. Looking over the last 2 years, Lisa, despite all the challenges that we've talked about, how we've overcome, what's been a moment for you in any organization you're connected to that maybe comes to mind as far as, wow, this was a moment of us overcoming?
Wow, there's so many things that were just really great. I think that the fact that we're still plugging along, is the number one thing. I feel like, there might have been some bumps along the road, but when you sit back and look, I feel like all of the organizations that I've been in, they had their challenges, but really I feel like we've come out on the other side stronger. Teams are more connected. People are more invested. I just think that although it was challenging and scary, in the end, I think it makes people really focus on what's important, and that's your relationships that you have with one another.
Wow, what a great share! What a great share! So we're excited. We've talked about how we've overcome so many challenges, and the work's not done yet. To your point, so looking into the future here, and maybe first talking about the YMCA that we love. What's something exciting coming up here in the future?
So I don't know if everybody knows, but due to the generosity of donors and sponsors, the Y never turns anyone away due to an inability to pay. And our biggest fundraiser of the year, the gala, will be held at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on October 30th. And we are excited this year to announce that Judy Avery will be presented with the inaugural C.W. and J.L. Avery Philanthropic Award in recognition of her family's generous and inspiring charitable support of our Y. And we hope that all of you will join us on this very special evening. And tickets can be purchased online or by calling Dory Fugate at the YMCA.
Well, I love it. And having been someone that has attended in the past, it is such an amazing night. It's such an amazing event. Again, money that's going directly back to our community. And Lisa, on the chance that people that want to attend but for whatever reason is unable, there's still an opportunity for them to be able to donate and be a part of this.
There are definitely several ways that you can still participate. We have a few sponsorship opportunities that are still available. We have a large silent auction that is online, so you can purchase items from our silent auction from the comfort of your own home. We have raffle tickets available as well, and then we also accept any donations.
Love it. And I don't want it to be missed. I think one of the missions of the YMCA to never turn down a kid due to financial reasons. I think it is so important. And again, I go back to this, but the stories upon stories of individuals who are adults now that we're friends with and connected to. I think of Adam Underhill. Yep. I think of a friend of mine, Dr. Mark Gomez, that they all point back to the YMCA as kids, that it was that foundation, that consistency for them that had help develop them into who they are today, contributing members of society. So I'll get off that for a second, but that gets me excited. How about the Lions Club? What are we looking forward to for the Lions Club?
So the Lions Club, we have several events coming up. On October 19th, we have an event at Crafted where you can purchase a pint of beer and some Lions nuts for $14, and all the proceeds will go towards the Lions Club Christmas basket efforts. So head on over to Crafted if you would like to get some nuts or have a couple cocktails.
Absolutely.
And also we have our Christmas Crush lighting that will be coming up on November 27th. Not sure how many of you know, but the nativity scene that is at the corner in front of Plymouth Church is the Lions Club's nativity scene, and it will be lit on November 27th at 7 p.m. is when the ceremony begins, and it is the 70th year for that celebration. So we hope that many of you can come out and join us for that.
Yeah, and if you've ever driven downtown Plainfield during the holiday season, you know exactly what you're talking about. And it's again, it was a very cool insight for me being connected to the Lions to realize that we're the ones that put that on, and we take it down too in the cold. So
that's right.
Make sure we mention that. But so super exciting. So obviously, then moving forward from there. What do we do in December? We do the giveaway.
And then we do our Christmas basket delivery. So on December 18th, that will be that Christmas basket delivery. If anyone would like to help support that effort, we'd love to have you join us. It could be your first introduction to the Lions Club like it was for Joe over here. And then also, if anyone knows of any families who are in need, please connect with us, and we will make sure that those families are taken care of this Christmas season.
Yeah, privacy is really important to us in that effort, and so thank you for mentioning that, and certainly anyone that has anyone in need, please let us know. Lisa, we have you here today because you were nominated as a real community hero, and I know anyone who knows you knows your humble spirit, that you do it for the real reasons. You do it because you want to help and you want to make this place better. And I'm grateful to know you, and I'm just so excited for our friendship. I want to ask you the question in closing of the interview. Who is your hero?
Well, my hero is my kids. They have really just done remarkable through the whole COVID-19 pandemic. They they never miss a beat. They never complain. Between the two girls, they're currently in 5 sports. So they're just always on the go and always also have a can-do attitude. So just appreciate their positivity and their hard work, and just enjoy just watching everything that they do every day, and can't wait to see what the future holds for them.
Well, we thank you for your can-do attitude and for all your leadership roles that you have in the community. Just a selfless attitude constantly. Thank you, Lisa, for all that you do.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Absolutely, and thank you to our audience for tuning in to another episode of Not Your Average Joe, powered by Mortgage Message. We'll see you soon, everyone. Take care.
Hi, my name is Lisa Behounek of the C.W. Avery Family YMCA. I was just a guest on Not Your Average Joe. If you know of any community heroes, we'd love to hear their story.